All right, guys, let's run it back. Let's see if we can show you guys a little bit more about shorting. It's a long-term risk management strategy that we are classifying in a game of Baccarat to signify the idea or the concept of ending a losing trend or a losing pattern. All right, so what I'm going to do here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to plug in the last 10 outcomes. Player, banker. Because it looks like we're going to be able to play. Even in this shoe. Player. See, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this is banker. All right, so we got one more outcome, and it looks like we're going to be starting our. Looks like we're going to be on algo 3, which is sitting at 100%. And right now there is a tie. So now with that said, guys, now if this thing just streaks, it happens. I've seen it happen where it streaks 10, 12 in a row. If that happens, that's good. But I'm not going to sit and just wait. I'm going to assume we're probably going to be able to hit an opportunity to show you what a short is, typically within 1 to 4 games. All right, so that was player, and we are on banker. So again, you would put 1 unit on banker. Now this is the freestyle version. Again, this is one where the user is making decisions in terms of what you're going to bet. All right, you're just going to report it at the end of the game. All right, so right now we're on algo 3. Remember, we got to get 2 games of data or outcome before we start playing. All right, that's a really hard 7 for the second count. All right, so we're still here winning on algo 3, which is at 100%, along with now algo 4. Well, actually, not yet. Algo 4 is yet to be determined. We're going to find out now, though. But right now, algo 3 is at 100%. We'll stay on that until there's no algorithms above 90%. And then we will play a ground up approach. Now, do you have to do that? No, you don't. You do not have to play the ground up approach. Can you play purely ground up approach? Sure you can. I'm just giving you insight to how Charlie Burley plays. You can do both. All right. The only thing, though, I haven't been able to program this into the software. That's the only thing. Hadn't been able to program it into the software. It just comes with a lot of bugs at this point. So I'm not gonna waste more of our time and money. We need to get to the money. All right. And again, whatever your bankroll is, 1-2% most minimum bet, I would say. Compound as the bankroll increases. You go up $200, it's 2% of whatever the bankroll is. That way, you're constantly compounding as you grow along. All right. I've seen ones win before. Prove me right. I guess not. Okay. So let's go double on Baker. All right, so while we're waiting, let me again express and explain to you what shorting is. Normally, let's say if we lose this one, we're going to go to algo 4 and we would play whatever algo 4 says normally. But if we just lost a game, there's a chance where it might be on a, you mean to tell me we're at the, wait a minute. Okay. We're at the end of the game. We're at a 6. That's at a 3. Can we take them out? All right. All right. All right, so what we're going to do is play through the shoe. Okay, so we haven't lost. That's good. You know what I mean? We're going to play through the shoe. All right. So when the shoe comes back up, we're going to wait for the next outcome, and we're going to play as if it's one big continuum. All right. Now, if you got your 3 units, be done. All right. Take a break. Because what you don't want to do is start having anxiety. Oh, I'm back down to -3. Oh, what's going on in the world? I swear, man, people do that. But for the most part, everyone knows they're pretty. We have a great group. First of all, the shout out to AI. You know, despite how much I hate it at times, you know, I wouldn't be able to do this without it. So I got to give my shouts out to that, because this is pretty slick. Even without the additional programming, I'm still able to do a lot of back end stuff. But with this, I know we don't have any bugs, and I could detect easy if they're bugs. Like I actually did an actual test to see where the bugs didn't come from the algorithms. It came from other stuff. So, all right. So we're going to be back on player, or we're going to be on player. But yeah, it came from like, we had a lot of different logic that was tied into the game. And we had to get rid of it. I mean, it would have made for, and there are other apps that I think we're going to be moving to that could handle all of that. But for now, you guys get to exercise thought and do and play it this way. All right, so we lost here. We're going to be 2 on banker here. You get to play it the freestyle way, and I'm just kind of showing you how, like, gingerly I'm going through it. I know that I'm on here. I know it's at 100%. We may get a chance to short. Let's assume too. Let's just kind of make believe and suggest that this is in the middle of a shoe, like game 20. All right. Looks like we're gonna lose this, right? Okay. So let's put our loss here. Remember, just put whatever the minimum bet is. All right. So we're gonna short it, right? Okay. So instead of playing banker, okay, that's what we would play because it's at 100%. We're gonna play player, okay, but only in the next game when it's time. Now, what that's doing is saying if we should win, that means that there is a current losing streak going and the shorting worked. Okay, that's what that means. All right, so we're going to play player, okay, because we're assuming that we may be on a losing streak. Okay, so we're gonna short it. All right, now if banker wins, that means that the current algorithm is winning as normal, and we will continue to play as normal in the next game. Now if we win on the short, which we did, yes we did, we won on the short, okay, boom, that saved us, because watch this, we still got to wait, because if this loses, we won on the player here. Now if this loses to another player, then that means that this is 2 in a row of which top performing algorithms have lost in a row. That's a rarity, okay? But we're going to continue to short in case it's a trend. We never lose in a consistent fashion ever. Looks like Banker's going to take this one now. All right, so even though we won on the short, the reality is that the current 100% algorithm logic is still active, and we're going to play right back here on algorithm 4. All right. Now, the last time I went and I tried to be aggressive on this bet and I lost, it's okay because literally within a session or two, we're already back. But you know what? We're going to do it again. So we're going to go up a couple of units. Now, I'm going to show you guys. Now, when you're being aggressive, now I don't like to be aggressive on here because I'll use it for demo. All right. But I think I am going to show you guys like a kind of what I call a stress test. All right. And that's just to see how far you can take a bankroll. All right. Knowing that you can replace it, you know, so. Okay. Yeah, this is the first game. So I'm going to show you guys what that is. I don't know if I'm going to do it this week. If I get around to it, I'll do it. Show you guys what a stress test looks like. All right, so that's a banker, and this says we go back on player again. So we do 4 units on player. All right. Now, if it loses on player, that's 2 times. Well, actually, let me back up. This will be the first time it would have lost. Right now, we lost on a high. If it loses, it would have lost on that. Me being aggressive, that's cool. We'll make it up. However, we will do a what we call a short. All right, if we should lose, and let's see what happens. We won. All right, so we'll put a win here. Now we will stay on that algorithm, which is at 100%. Okay. Now, here's what you got to realize, guys. Like, you can't look at things and think you're expecting immediate results. It's like you got to think about it like a trader would. The difference between you having great success here is just a mindset. Because it's so much easier than trading. And it makes so much money so much consistently than trading. And we'll forever do that than trading. But it's a mindset. I don't think a lot of you guys are trading, gambling in crypto, not realizing that it's all a setup to bring you under digital control. But you've just suckered into it and they're just wiping you out little by little. Your Bitcoin's not going to be worth nothing when the government gets involved. They're already involved. They're trying to make people have digital IDs now. But we don't really learn anything until it's too late, you know. Humans are kind of slow. All right, so we're gonna go 2 units on banker here. So you can kind of see a little bit how we are able to play through shoes. You see what I mean? It's kind of like one big continuum. All right. We'll do this one and we'll try and do a couple more. But I just wanted to show you guys how you can play this, how you can manage, how you could always get units. You don't want to ever look at things and think, right here, right now, you might get everything you want in a session or whatever, but over time you're always going to hit your ups, you're going to hit your highs. All right. Minus 12 is the absolute low, but if you had a stop at like -3, if you hit I would say -6, give yourself a minus, and this is for freestyle players. Okay, -6, -12 for the day, but we're talking 1%, if you can manage that. Oh, that's a hard 9, isn't it? All right, so that was a player. All right, so we're gonna put a loss here, and we're gonna do a short. All right, let's see if we actually. All right, so here what we have now. So this algorithm, now we're gonna be playing ground up, okay? So ground up means we play the opposite. So what we're gonna do is short the first ground up, and we're gonna play banker once we're ready to play. All right, so we're gonna play, oh, well, not banker anymore. So that now changed to 2-player. It just depends. Like, we're playing a short now, guys. All right, so this is now ground up that I shifted to because there's no algorithm above 90. But because we lost the last game, I don't want to create any sort of a trend, so I'm shorting it. Okay, so this is ground up. Now in ground up, we would be playing banker, but I'm shorting it and I'm gonna play player. All right, and if we win, well, we didn't. That means that ground up is actively working, okay? Because we would have won on banker, all right? So now we have to eat that loss. What we're gonna do is just wait for the next 2 outcomes, and then we'll jump back into it, and we're gonna play ground up again. This time I'm gonna be a little bit more aggressive than I like to be, and but just because. This will be the last hand actually, because I'm actually a little tired. It's actually about 1 o'clock, but I figured this is all tutorial anyway. So I don't know if did we win or lose that. Let's see. It's not gonna let me do 0. All right, so what we're gonna do is play ground up seriously this time. Once we bet again, and we'll keep it at 2 units. I was gonna go for 3, but we're gonna keep it at 2. Just for the last hand, I'm not gonna go out with a bang. All right, so we'll just do ground up. So we're going to play ground up. There's no algorithms above 90. Now this is at 89, but even in my studies, it always worked where it was above 90. So here, this is the lowest performer, and we're going to be playing a opposite of it, and that's going to be that'll be player. All right. And something I was gonna play. Now this is where I was gonna tell you guys where I was gonna play higher than it, but you can kind of get a feel for what I'm talking about. You'll know, like the shorting method it's a monster, because typically if we win or lose the short, we're winning the next games. You'll be able to see that the more you practice shorting. But again, even if you didn't do shorting, these things are pretty daggone strong, whether you're just playing ground up or standard. You can pretty much pick and choose whichever one you want to play. And you can play freestyle. We do have it in non-freestyle, but there are bugs. These bugs are hard to get rid of at times. I mean, it's a great system when it works. It does all the play calling for you. And the only thing you have to do is just pretty much wait for it to tell you what to do. And then it changes all of that cool stuff and resets itself. But it has a few bugs in it. And these bugs are because the systems were intertwined. And I had to completely remove a lot of the logic that I originally had in those and place it in freestyle, so that we can always play. At least on this one. So we're going to be developing the site even more. So stay tuned for more and more and more. Again, this is just demonstration purposes only. I'm just showing you guys how it works. Once you actually start playing, I'm not stopping or capping anybody from being aggressive at all. As long as you understand the rules and the limitations. When you do, again, we have users, more than 1, more than 2, who are actually 3 or 4, and we only have maybe like 7 full, users who are consistent, maybe 4 or 5. But I know at least 4 of these guys are 500% growth in 30 days. And they play pretty much every day. So the question becomes, where do you find a trading site that produces consistency like that? Is this a fluke? Well, I have been preaching this for years. Thanks to AI, I'm just now able to perform. So with that said, guys, shadowmaxtrading.com. Go there and you can take a free trial and you can join the team. I can tell you now, the more valuable we become, the more valuable it is. We're climbing the charts. Here's what's interesting, guys. The gross earnings is creeping, but the net earnings is pushing up. What that means is users are actually taking more of what they're earning. So that means better play calling. When you see the net earnings start to creep closer to here, this means that the users are taking more of what they're earning. It's pretty cool. I appreciate AI. So anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. shadowmaxtrading.com. Until the next time, peace.